Hello. The purpose of this video is to show how we can lay out our material to its proper scale, put some text, and produce something that's worthy of submission. Okay? So, our last video, we did a preview on this one, but before that, we have to do a page setup. A page setup. And do an 8.5 by 11 layout or modify the existing layout. So let's just click 8.5 by 11. We're going to modify that. We are going to produce a PDF using a CTB AutoCAD. We want it to be portrait. We want to plot the layout. And then we just want to do a 1:1 right now and then click OK. Okay. Or click preview. Okay. And that's how it's going to look like. We can close that. We can click OK here. Once the page has been set up, you can type a preview command and it'll just do the same thing. Okay. But when we did a preview, it did show us the drawing of how it's going to look like. But there are a lot of things that we probably don't like to see here. We don't like this box of the viewport. We don't see the line types here. And we need to put some labels. Okay. So let's just do that. Now, uh, in, if you remember when we did our sketches, let me see, where's that? There you go. If you remember when we did the sketches, we sketched it out of an 8.5 by 11 paper, and the scale that we use is a 1/8 is to a foot. Okay, 1/8 inch is to a foot, and it barely fit our paper. Okay, and that's the edge of the lot. This is the edge of the lot, and we don't even have the sidewalk here. Okay, so if we're going to use a 1/8 inch to a foot scale, then we can only see the lot, but we can't see the street in front with the sidewalk and the planting strip. Okay, so we don't even know what the scale of this one is. And so to do that, what we need to do is we need to double click on the paper space, on the model space. And then on this corner over here, this is the scale of what this view is. Okay. And if we want it to be 1/8 of an inch, to an eighth of an inch to a foot, you simply click on this one and you can change it and it should change. Okay. And as you can see, um, you can't see the lot if you wanted to see. This is just a little annoying over here. I can just move this somewhere here, or I can lay it flat over here, and it will just become a flat command. So that's better. And so now you can see now here. I'm just gonna double click outside. Uh, this is the lot over here, and I can't see the edge because my viewport is small. So double click outside, and then click on the viewport, and you can scale or you can adjust that viewport. Okay, you can adjust that viewport. Um, and then you can now see the slot here, and so I can double click inside and I can pan, and now I can see the lot. This is the edge of the lot. This is the front of the lot, but I can't see any sidewalk. So it's very hard to fit this into a 8.5 by 11 using a 1/8 inch to a foot scale. Okay, so we may need to adjust a little bit smaller. Not a little bit, but maybe what's the next one? It's going to be 3/16. It's going to be 3/32 or 1/16. Okay, so if I did 3/32, it will adjust. Now I can see most of the lot. I can double click here and then pan, so I can now see the street. I can see the streets over here. I can see the sidewalk. um, I may need to move this a bit here, so I can just, as long as I'm inside the paper space, I mean the model space, I can do my command and move that a little bit over here so I can just see that. Once everything is sent to place, I can double click outside. Now it's good. Okay. Um, and then if you happen to zoom in and out on paper space, it'll zoom in and out the paper. But if you're inside and you zoom in and out, it will change the scale. See that? We're now back into an unknown scale. So make sure that when you adjust that to the scale that you want and have positioned it the way that you want, like that. Actually, double click outside and let's pull this viewport a little bit so it's the same on each left and right. Double click inside and then pan that and put that somewhere like in the middle, and I think that's good. Double click outside. And once you set that, oh, double click inside. Once you set that to 330 seconds, which is what we need to use so that we can see all of the lot and sidewalk and ever, there's this icon here that would lock the viewport to its scale. So click that. And now that the viewport is locked, even if you're inside it and you zoom your mouse, it'll not zoom in and out of the viewport. So if you double click outside, you will zoom in and out. If you double click inside and you scroll your mouse, it will remain at a 330 seconds to a foot. Okay, so that's something that you wanted to do. Second thing that you want to do is the LT scale that we use for the drawing. So I'm just going to double click here and type in LT scale is 1. If you want to see the drawing, we set it to 24 and you'll see the LT scale like that. So um, it depends. Long time ago, we used to calculate what is the appropriate um, LT scale that we should use for whatever drawing we have. Okay, so it doesn't really matter now. Whatever is appropriate to your view should fly. So I set a LT scale of 24, knowing I'm going to print in 330 seconds. So if I um, do an LT scale, that drawing will adjust the spacing of the dashes and dots to whatever LT scale is. However, we have a PS LT scale, and a PS LT scale is just a setting of an on and off. So right now it's set to off, and when it's set to off, um, you are sort of in charge of the LT scale of paper space. So if I set it to 1, I'm turning the paper space 8 LT scale to on. If I press enter, nothing happens. But if I regen, okay, it's back to solid. So what it does is um, AutoCAD will now be sort of in charge of putting the line tab scale automatic as long as your LT scale is set to 1 and your paper space LT scale is set to 1 also. So they're both on. So no matter what um, scale you use, AutoCAD will sort of adjust the line type scaling based on this LT scale. A lot of people, not a lot, but the old timers like me, don't like to set it this way. This is sort of a new setting. I've been working with AutoCAD for like 20 something odd years, and we didn't do it this way. So we don't want to do it this way, but some companies might want to have it done this way. It depends on your CAD manager. So a lot of firms would have a CAD manager, and he will dictate how things are done. So for people like me, I set the paper space LT scale to off, and then it won't affect until you regen. And then I want to be in charge of the ALT scale inside the drawing, and I want it 24, and I wanted to print it like that. So if I go outside now, double click, and then type in preview, okay, I should see now the line spacing. I mean, the dash that's spacing. Some people call it dashiness, so I can see that clearly. And if that's not to my liking, I can always cancel the preview, go inside, and adjust my LT scale and adjust it to, let's say, 36. Okay, and then go outside and type in preview again, and okay, maybe that's more to my liking. Okay, um, yeah. So let's quick preview. So that's just a short discussion about LT scale. Another thing that might be bothering you when you type preview is this line of the viewport. Okay, so a lot of people don't want to see this line, including me. So what I do is I create a new layer and call it simply viewport and assign this to be color gray, and will be gray here. Gray is not this one because these are thicker lines, so gray is going to be in your 200 number. So let's do a 253. Click OK, and then close it, and then click on the viewport, and then pull this down and change it to uh, layer viewport. Press escape, and now you can see it's a little gray. So when I type in preview, and you can see that it's now thinner. Okay. Now, if you don't want to see that line at all, press escape to go back. You can actually pull this down layer and turn off the light bulb. And well, that's our current layer. Oh no, that's our current layer. No, I don't want to do that. I want to turn off the layer for the viewport. So click here, and then now you see it's gone here. Okay. And if you do a preview, you won't see that line, and some people don't want to see the viewport line, and that's fine. And that's basically how you can sort of remove the viewport line without actually erasing them. Yeah, so let's now put in some text here uh, to indicate that this is the main street, this is the alley, this is the building, and then this is the trash enclosure. Okay, so let's do that now. Um, To do a text, you will see here the text icon. It's called the multi-line text. Okay, so pull that down. You can do a single line or multi-line. You can click single line, and a single line, you simply click once, and then you point to the right. That's how the text will go. If you put it at an angle, then the text will go at an angle. Okay, so we simply pulled it to the right, and then oh no, that's not the rotate angle. It's asking us for the height. So the height, we don't use our mouse. We actually type in the height of the text. So if I wanted a half-inch height, I put in 1/2, press enter. And that's going to be the height of the text. So half-inch, press enter. And then now it's rotation angle. So if I put it at an angle, it's going to go, the text is going to go at an angle. So we want it to snap onto the right direction. So then you click, okay, and then you're ready to type in the street, 34th Street. Okay, and then press enter once, press enter again. There you go. You can move that about. And if you think that's too big, you simply click on it, and then right click, and then click properties, and then in this box under text you can change the size here. I don't want half-inch. I probably want to use a 1/4 inch. Press enter, and there's now 1/4 inch. I'm going to do a move, and I'm going to just simply move where I want it to go, and looks fine with me. I wanted to now put in here the word alley. So what I can do is I can do a text again, single line, click here. I know I don't want to do a half inch, so I'm going to do another one fourth of an inch. Press enter, and then this time I want it to go this way, so I point up, click, and then start typing. Uh, Avant-garde alley. Okay, when you press enter once, press enter twice, it'll just rotate after. Okay. Um, what else do we want to put here? So we want to label this sidewalk. Okay. So, and we don't want it to be this dark. Okay. So, well, anyway, let's explore that first. So I can also copy this text. So undo a copy, CP for copy, select the text, press enter, and then copy it here, put it here. Okay, press escape to stop copying, double click to edit, double click to edit. To change the height, you simply click and right click properties. But if this box is already here, you can just click on it and change your properties here. So that's too big for me. I'm gonna make it half a one fourth, which is 1/8 of an inch. There you go. And then I'm gonna double click to edit, and I'm gonna put it in sidewalk. Okay, and then click outside, and then press escape, and then move where I want it to go. Okay. Now you don't, even though this is yellow, remember this is going to be printed black, so you don't want to overlap them together. So I want it to go like that. Okay. And this is the building, and then so I just copy again here. So I do a CP, enter, and then pull it in here. Press escape, and then double click to change, and I want to say proposed. Press enter. Whoop, building. Now this is a single line text, so I can't do two lines of text. So if I wanted to do two lines, I can copy this again, or use a multi-line text. So I'm not a fan of multi-lines. So, but if you want to do multi-line, you can go right ahead. There, I copied it, and then I adjust it or double click and type in proposed building. Okay. You can also change the justification here. Justify is left. I want this to be center. Okay. This one also, I want them both to be center. Okay, so that they are just when I adjust them, proposed building. And then maybe the last one here is I'm going to put here trash enclosure. So I'm going to just copy this little bitty sidewalk text and do a CP on it. Okay. And then copy it here, and then press escape, double click, and then put in trash. Okay, enter, and then I can leave it as trash, um, or I can put in a second line here, and then double click, and then type in enclosure NCL. Okay, there you go. And let's do a preview. Okay, depends on how you see it. Do you like it? It's too thick, too thin? Then you can make your adjustments. Okay. Um, this hatch may be too close to each other, and it might be a problem. Um, so you can adjust that. Anyway, let's do that. Let's adjust this. Double click, click, and then adjust that to 12 inch. Yes, and then click, press enter, click OK. Double click outside, and then let's do a preview, and that's better. Um, and then the last thing that we wanted to do is put here, maybe in a corner, the scale that we want that this drawing is in. Okay, so press escape, and then I'm gonna just copy this little bit of text here, and I'm gonna double click and type in scale 1/8. Oh no, this is a what scale is this again? 3/32, I believe. 3/32. Let's just double check. Double click 3/32 to foot. So double click to edit scale, colon 3/32 inch is equal to a foot, 1 foot dash 0 inch. Okay, press enter and then move it about. Okay, now if you move something way close to the edge and do a preview, this might get cut off. This one didn't cut off, so we're good. But normally you want a consistent distance all the way around. So let's move it here. There you go. And then I think we're done with this, and we are ready to create a PDF. So we just preview again. Okay. Oh, the north arrow usually is wherever the scale is. So let's just move this. Double click first, move, put it over here. Okay, that might be too big now, so I'm going to do a scale. And then click here and put in a 0.5 reduce by 50%. And then simply move now wherever you want it. Okay, double click and then preview. And yeah, looks fine to me. We're ready to print this now, so close. So to produce now your print, we are going to do a plot. Plot is print. This annoying little thing is because you have two layouts and you just wanted to do plot a single sheet. So just click OK. You can check that. I don't want to see it later. Anyway, so the page setup that we wanted to use is the 8.5 by 11, which was what, let's cancel first, which is what we were trying to set up. So when we do a page setup, we set this up. We set it up as no. We do set up modify AutoCAD in by 11. Yeah, we wanted to do an 8.5 by 11. When we modify this, we use this one. It's a full bleed, so you can always adjust that to um, an ISO size. Oh, where's my 8.5 by 11? There you go. ANSI full bleed, or you can do an ANSI size of A. ANSI size of A, you have margins that can be printed. It depends on basically the type of printer that you want, but let's just leave it for ANSI a full bleed, no margins. And then when you click preview, that's how it's going to go. Press escape, and then we can just click OK. So this is the 8.5 by 11 page setup. So click OK, close. Now we're ready to print. Plot, continue to a single sheet, and we wanted to print the 8.5 by 11 setup. Let's see, 8.5 11. We want to print the layout and everything like that. Now, we wanted to print 1:1. We don't want to scale the line widths. Yeah, let's just click preview again. And looks good to us. Just want to show you guys. If we click scale line weights, and click preview, it really shouldn't do anything because we are using a line weight based on this setup. So we don't have any line weights on our drawing. Okay. Um, am I recording? Yeah, I think I am. No, I'm not. Am I? Anyway, click OK, and we are ready to print to a PDF. Simply click OK, and then go to wherever you want to print it. I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I will put in EDT 20 plot plan layout 1 and click save, and then it will now ask me which one do you want to open it. I'm going to open it with Adobe Acrobat. You might not have Adobe Acrobat, whatever printer you have to view PDFs, that's fine. So just click uh, Adobe Acrobat and always, and this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so I can print this on a real printer, or I can send this to my client, but that's how you create a PDF from your layout. Okay.